council members that have joined us today. Fiesta San Antonio is a diverse, family-friendly celebration of our city's history, our traditions, our military, our food, our customs. For almost 130 years, our citizens and visitors have enjoyed this glorious celebration, except during World War I and World War II. The Commission represents over 100 nonprofits and thousands of volunteers who take pride in this celebration that brings joy to so many families. Fiesta also provides an economic impact to our community in excess of $340 million. The possible side effects of the COVID-19 virus has challenged this celebration. Over the last month, we have evaluated the concerns of our health professionals, the impact on our hospitality industry, and the desire to continue the San Antonio tradition. Daily, hourly, we see reports of cancellations and attendance restrictions on some of our favorite events, such as our beloved Spurs and the Texas Open. Our universities and our schools, who play a key part in Fiesta celebrations and host about 10% of our official events, have also been forced to change schedules to protect their students. We want to assure all of you that we're listening to your concerns and wishes. Throughout all of our discussions and our decisions, our primary goal is to have a safe fiesta that poses no risk to our attendees, our participants, or our volunteers. We have concluded that the tradition of Fiesta must continue, but on different date. November 5th to November 15th is our operating date. The unknown health risk for celebrating Fiesta in late April requires a postponement until the fall. I recognize that our Fiesta friends and family will have many questions on the logistics and the timing of our 100+ events, and we're committed to working with the city and our partners to answer those questions and to have a full celebration of Fiesta. It is important to recognize the assistance and the cooperation of our mayor, our city council, and thousands of city employees that make Fiesta happen. They have been instrumentally helpful to us in providing input in every decision, and we fully expect our city to continue to work with us to host a safe, joyful celebration of Fiesta. Thank you again to the Mayor and Council for your support. And I now invite Mayor Nuremberg to address the group.
Great, thank you, Jeannie. The Fiesta Commission has been closely working with the City of San Antonio and public health officials and watching all the developments related to COVID-19. We're mindful of the need for everyone to do what they can in terms of containment to slow the spread of this virus and avoid overwhelming our own healthcare system. So we agree that safety of the public is absolutely paramount. For that reason, we absolutely support the Fiesta Commission's decision to postpone Fiesta San Antonio 2020 until November 5th through the 15th. A fall time frame was selected to provide enough time for the COVID-19 epidemic to subside, and if we do our part, it will. And November 5th through 15th is the time frame with the best availability for in-demand venues and fewer conflicts with other events. The City of San Antonio is committed to helping secure venues for all Fiesta San Antonio events within or very near that time period, and will direct all of our efforts to make San Antonio's first and hopefully only fall fiesta not only a great success, but also a great success for South Texas's greatest charitable endeavor, but a testament also to who we are as a community. As we know, Fiesta is San Antonio. It's been our tradition for almost 130 years, and we're counting on a collective effort by those venues and suppliers to Fiesta events to work with the Fiesta nonprofits to move their events to the fall in a cost-effective way. To the citizens of San Antonio and surrounding communities, thank you for your continued support of Fiesta San Antonio. It's 100 plus nonprofits and 100 plus important causes that Fiesta patrons support. It is a party with a purpose, and so the party will go on. I'm truly happy that San Antonio's party with a purpose will continue this fall, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Again, we appreciate all of you being here, and we invite your questions at this time. I would like to introduce our Executive Director, Amy Shaw.
Hey, y'all. Questions?
Who made the decision to postpone? I mean, who was the person who made that specific decision?
It was the executive committee this morning, just a couple of hours ago.
Tell me about that debate. How did that go?
I don't know that I've seen very many, such a collaborative group of people. These are all leaders that have their own participating member organizations that sit on the executive committee of the Fiesta Commission. And to a person, it was, this is San Antonio, this is our time to shine.
Maybe a lot of folks have already bought tickets for the events coming up. I mean, are those going to be honored once it picks back up in April after the postponement?
Yeah, we'll have to, each Fiesta event is organized and run by a different nonprofit, and we have a meeting with those organizations this afternoon at 1 o'clock to start talking about the individual circumstances and issues. But yes, I think in generally speaking, tickets already purchased will be honored in November.
Do you expect any of the events to go on in April as they would otherwise by some of these individual groups?
Well, you know, Fiesta is, I can't speak for 100, organizations, but the plan is to move everything to November. You know, there will not be any city venues available to these events in April. They will not be covered by the Fiesta Commission's insurance policy, so those are some of the considerations I'll need to think about.
In addition to the events, there's many people who rely on Fiesta to make a living.
Yes.
What do you say to those people?
That's really was the bulk of the discussion this morning with the executive committee. We realize that it takes an awful lot of people to make Fiesta happen, and a lot of people count on the revenue that they earn during that period, and that was probably the biggest driver of not canceling but instead postponing and still trying to do it this year safely.
So with the Day of the Dead parade, supposed to be a second parade this coming up year, right before Halloween, and then having the river lighting at the end of the month, having all of these events in November. I work for the industry, and so it's great that we're doing this because it's a positive thing that we want to retain this or have that, not just for financial, but for support, things like that. But having all those events in that one month, considering the conventions that will possibly be coming in as well, how are we going to maintain that? And then with the amount of money that's been put in, if these events cancel because they feel like they're competing with these other events and they're not going to do as well, it's kind of hard to manage all that in 1 month. I mean, it's just a lot.
So a lot of those deal with events that are happening in November, some of which are not, that are perennial events. And I would say to you, is San Antonio a town that can't have more than one party at the same time? We have defied that reality for our entire existence. In fact, I would tell you sometimes it's hard to figure out where the Fiesta begins and ends because we're in a constant state of community celebration. What we're saying is that we're going to take precautions necessary to protect your health. And then when we get back together in the fall, yeah, there's some other events going on, but that's pretty normal too. But the Fiesta will go on.
Do you anticipate keeping the days, like Monday night is always the river parade, Friday street parade? Do you anticipate keeping those days?
I think we will start there, and we've already we've already identified that the Riverwalk is free on the first Monday for the Texas Cavaliers River Parade. Those kinds of things. Hemisphere is free on November 5th, which would be the kickoff for Fiesta, and so forth. So I think we'll start with the traditional schedule, but then each individual organization is going to need to look at their venues that they normally have and make sure that those are available. So there will be a little bit of shifting, I'm sure, but that's where we'll start.
Are you guys working with vendors and individual organizations to make sure that everything does go according to plan in November?
Oh, we absolutely will. Have we in the last hour? No, we have not, but we certainly will.
Now you talked about $250 million economic
Impact.
Yes. So have you guys done some sort of audit to see if November was the most opportune time to keep as much of that content?
I think it was more driven by the health concerns. We really couldn't go in this summer. We're not sure how long that this situation with COVID-19 is going to last, and so that's why we were looking at the fall to let the issue that's driving the change subside, hopefully, a little bit.
If it does go back to November, that's only a 5-month grace period between Fiesta 2020 and 2021. I understand the mayor saying constant state of Fiesta, but is that 5-month grace period enough in between?
Well, I think from a planning standpoint, Fiesta 2020 is pretty much done. We're all pretty much ready to go. So we're just going to kind of put those plans on the shelf, tweak them a little bit, and we'll be ready to go for 2020 and 2021 in next year.
People who come to Fiesta from outside of San Antonio. People come from all over the country for Fiesta. Do you think they're not going to come in November? They're going to say, "Oh, forget it, it's off this year. We're not going to come and see it."
Well,
and how could that affect the economic impact?
Well, 75% of the people who attend Fiesta events live within 50 miles of San Antonio, so that's the bulk of it. November weather is pretty sweet in San Antonio. I think the average temperature is about 75, and there are only 4 days of rain in November on average, so it might be pretty good.
The flu is seasonal. It spikes up in November. There's some epidemiologists who think that coronavirus, although there are a lot of unknowns, might subside over the summer and come back in November. How will you track that over time to determine whether or not you need to postpone it again?
We will be hand in glove with Metro Health and the City of San Antonio like we have been for the last several weeks, and just keep watching it. Any other questions for anybody?
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming very much. We appreciate your support.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. It's great. We got everybody.
Can I move your name?